Hello and welcome to AstroChiron, the video companion for AstroChiron.com. You'll hear more about my website in the mid-video ad break, but until then, how do you feel about yourself? I obviously can't hear your response, but let me know in the comments. I asked because the second house rules your sense of internal stability. Your natal chart is a snapshot of your entire life, including you, your surroundings, your past experiences, and your future potential. But up until now, we've only been looking at the signs and how they shape your personality. This series serves to teach you about each of the 12 houses, and this week's house is the house of value. The second house is known as lucrum in Latin, or gain. This comes from this house is tied to material security as well as what can be gained from a good sense of stability within oneself. The issue of self-esteem and self-value are placed within this house, making those with strong second houses quite confident and morally upright. Additionally, this house rules all of our sensory input. The second house encourages experiences that feed these senses via all types of sensual pleasure. This points towards Venus being the second house's ruler, as she also revels in pleasure. She would also advocate for this house's focus on self-worth and moral fortitude. Both Venus and the second house are tied to Taurus, as well as she is the second sign. Taurus is tied to income, finances, and one's physical possessions are what makes her and the second house kindred. No planet takes joy in this house, which is just fine for the second house, as it needs no distractions from any planet, preferring to focus on stability. A stellium in this house, however, would indicate a person who is strong in their morality and places a large focus on their income and their material status. This can be seen in someone like Raven-Symoné, who has her Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, and Uranus all in her house of value. Raven once said that she has yet to touch the money she made nearly 40 years ago from her role as Olivia on The Cosby Show. I can't imagine what her bank account looks like, but I can imagine it allows her a level of material security that most people will never experience. This stellium can be seen in Raven's comfort in being herself. She was of the original Black Stars on Disney Channel, then as she grew up and her body type changed, she became one of the few full-figured stars on television, period. Then we have to focus on her coming out around the same time the US legalized same-sex marriage. This led to Raven being black, queer, and fat in Hollywood, which prefers the opposite of all those things. But when we get back from our ad break, we'll look at what each planet's effect on the second house is. This video is brought to you by me. I am the astrologer behind AstroChiron.com, the one-stop shop for all astrological readings, articles, horoscopes, and art. I have a free ask feature that you can use for quick questions that I will respond to via a blog post. Readings range from $25 to $200, whether you want 3 questions answered in detail all the way to a thorough hour-long or more reading from me personally, via phone or video chat, discussing your entire natal chart, the aspects within it, and each planet's placement. Comment below to see if you're eligible for a 40% off discount. Again, that's astrochiron.com, ASTRO-CHIRON.com. Don't forget the hyphen and join our community today. With the sun in the second house, you're stable and arrogant with an enlarged self-worth. Don't get me wrong, you're not full of yourself, but you certainly can't be easily deflated. Additionally, your confidence and personality can make you money, perhaps as a host, MC, or figurehead of some sort. This can be seen in people like Oprah, who is the best-known talk show host of all time. She turned this gig into a magazine, a TV channel, and all this turned her into a billionaire. Another multimillionaire is Kris Jenner, a woman who turned each of her children's personalities into several brands and business ventures, and that's several for each child. Finally, we see Usher Raymond, whose sex-fueled persona has fed his career for years, much longer than it should have been, especially in his early career. The moon in this house points toward an assured and calm person, as you're likely to have an unexpressed self-worth. This could be unexpressed because of your inner security, or because the moon's placement here makes that level of confidence difficult for you to grasp. You may be prone to moodiness, as is seen in lunar second house natives like Jaden Smith and Diana, Princess of Wales. Jaden has had to compete with his father's success in both music and acting, likely providing some level of damage to his efficacy in each area. All of that despite innate comfort coming from a family led by 2 very successful millionaires. Then there's Kid Cudi, who has also had issues with his mental health and the stability and success of his career. Mercury in this house makes for one who is more thoughtful and conscientious, though this does leave you with a fluctuating self-worth, one that is easily manipulated by the words and ideas of others. On the bright side, you're likely to be great with money management. Your money flows so quickly with this placement, so budgeting is something of a requirement. Bob Marley has this placement, as does FKA Twigs and Billie Holiday. I'm not the biggest fan of FKA Twigs, meaning I don't know much about her, but I do know that Miss Holiday and Mr. Marley each allowed their ideas to permeate their music, which did make them more money. Venus's placement in the second house makes for a person who is more materialistic and self-indulgent. Venus being at home in the house she rules isn't always good, as it allows her laziness in her comfort. This placement also makes you a beautiful person, as Venus blesses you with poise, grace, and self-confidence. This is seen in Kelly Rowland and Zoe Kravitz especially. Then there's Paris and her role role in the Hilton family, giving her a massive amount of wealth that she didn't have to earn. On the other hand, we have Mars, whose placement in this house makes you prone to fast and independent money making. You are almost entirely self-directed in your self-worth, never allowing others to affect how you see yourself. Otherwise, you're sexual and confident in nature. Michael Jackson is entirely self-made, and his dance moves tend to support the latter point of sexual confidence. This can also be seen in Doja Cat's artistry. Elizabeth Taylor was another Martian second houser who used her sexuality for her benefit, though she famously never slept with anyone who she didn't marry. She did marry 8 times to 7 different men, but who was counting? Jupiter brings your generosity to the second house, one that boosts your moral fiber. But just as he urges you to give away your material belongings, he blesses you with them as well. This placement indicates a tendency toward high income as well as major influence. You must be careful not to allow either of these to lead to an exaggerated self-worth, so keep a level head. Britney Spears and Selena Gomez had similar careers, with Britney ending up in the Music Hall of Fame, influencing every pop star after her, and Selena having the largest Instagram following of any celebrity who isn't a football player. Then there's Kylie Jenner, who has a similar following to Selena, but her influence extends to her business ventures as well. Business influence can also be seen in this placement's dishonorable mention, the MAGA Messiah, who shall remain nameless. Saturn brings one self-reliance and responsibility when in the second house, so you have more of a reserved self-worth. Your money takes a lot of hard work and a lot of time to accrue, so you're not prone to a big head or inflated sense of self in your material status. Prince, Zendaya, and Denzel Washington have this placement, and lucky for us, all of their hard work is readily available to stream via multiple venues. I'll speed up a little bit for the outer planets. Uranus in this house indicates that you're not very materially focused in your pursuits, though this also makes you a bit more sporadic in nature. You are societally charitable, as your self-worth is directly tied to the health and safety of your community. Similarly, Neptune in this house makes one more open-handed. This general charitability brings in multiple blessings for you, giving you a more spiritual sense of self-worth. On the other hand, this does indicate that you lose your possessions a lot, specifically because you're not very attached to anything. Then there's Pluto, who gives you a more controlling and evocative vibe. Others react to the expression of your confidence quite strongly. Your self-worth is quite transformative, and this placement may even point toward a drastic change from living in poverty to living in abject wealth. That would do for the second house. If you have a second house stellium, let me know below, and loan your boy $1 or $2. I swear I'll use it for the channel, but for free. You can just click that subscribe button and that like button while you're at it. The third house video is coming next Thursday, so I'll see you guys then. As always, be safe and much love.